live from Las Vegas. Sorry. Hopefully, I'm on hotel internet Wi-Fi. I hope it works. Let me just video here too, real quickly. Okay, it looks like it's coming through. I'm speaking a little quieter. Don't want to wake my wife up. It's real early here. Obviously, an hour earlier than usual. 3 hours behind. Let's see, 3 hours behind Eastern time. So, anyway, market just getting ready to open. Just opened. Futures were looking good over the night, and they kind of crashed about 0.5% to 1/3% right before the market came at us here. So, like I said, the open will take a minute here to update. We'll refresh it here. See, yeah, it looked good, and then crypto took a little bit of a dump about an hour ago. We started kind of today is the FOMC meeting. Yep. Looks like the NASDAQ is down about a third. Looks like Dow's down about a third. Same with the S&P. So not horrible. I think just more uncertainty than anything. I think the few breaking news, not a ton of news like we had yesterday. Yesterday was literally the biggest news day I'd seen in a long time. I'm not going to put my camera on because I got bad lighting in here because it's still so dark here. I tried setting it up with a light. I didn't bring any extra lights with me. So anyway, doesn't really matter about that. But anyway, GM, and welcome everybody on X, on YouTube, on Rumble, if anyone's watching live or watching later. But yeah, can't talk too loud. Like I say, it's early here. Hopefully my hotel Wi-Fi holds up, and you guys can hear me okay. But like I say, the big new day. Obviously, the war is ongoing, but we have the Fed. There is some news that we Israel or the U.S. are both hit one of Iran's biggest gas. I don't know if it was natural gas or gas refineries last night. So a little bit of escalation there. We see gold's down 2.8%. Brent up big time. We'll get into all that, but. Yeah, so that's basically what we're doing. The traditional market is down. NASDAQ officially down 0.25, the Dow down 0.37, and the S&P down 0.31. So that's kind of what we're dealing with. Let's go take a look at how our crypto's doing. Like I say, a little bit of a drop last hour. Maybe in preparation of kind of what's coming. Might have been some of that news coming out of Iran. Might have also been just getting ready for the Fed meeting today. Like I say, it's kind of feels to me like kind of a sideways day. I would also say that prepare for some volatility. So let's take a look first at Bitcoin here. 72,418. Down 2.2%. If you look at the hour, you can kind of see it a little bit crazy. So yeah, it's a little drip down. Anyway, down. If we can hold, right, kind of a critical level. We're much higher than we are, but we want to hold these levels for sure. It'll be interesting. We can hold these levels. Like I said, I like where we're at. I'd like to see us hold over 70 for sure, but 72, 73 would be great. We have been outperforming everything else, and it was kind of a big hit today. Like I say, possibly because of that strike in Iran. Like the latest news I pulled, big crash in markets as Israel strikes Iran's most critical energy infrastructure. South Pars, which supplies 70% of Iran's domestic gas and a major share of fuel for power plants, has been hit. Iran's electricity generation is directly at risk since power plants rely heavily on this gas supply. If gas flows drops power plants cannot generate electricity, meaning nationwide electricity disruption. Gold is down 2% in the last 3 hours, wiping out 680 billion, erasing 110 billion. Bitcoin is down 2.7, wiping out 38 billion. Oil is above 97, and like I say, Brent crude at like 108. All this happened. So yeah. So it seems like it's mostly all eyes on this that. And listen, all they need that island, and they can't export, but this is more internally. So I guess they made the decision to put them internally. Then like I said, they hit last Sunday, I believe, Sunday morning or Saturday night, and they took out the infrastructure there, but they took out the military stuff, but they didn't take it out. It was kind of more of a warning. This might be this seems like it's a pretty big thing. I think Trump's getting. I think the whole Straits are moose and all this is. I think Trump's tiring, so they may be stepping it up. Of course, Iran is vowing heavy retaliation. But we will see if they can. But they've definitely been hitting some of their neighbors there. Ethereum. Let's take a look. Let's move on here. Ethereum 2240 down 4.4% for the day. But it was really on a killer run. I'm still loving it. Remember, a couple weeks ago we were down around 1800. XRP $1, basically $1.47, down 2.5, and Solana 90.38 down 4.3 as well, but it got as high as 95.55. We see here. So, serious tear yesterday. Great day yesterday. Lots in. There's 100, just kind of the screen's still going. Like I said, I don't know much about it. I think it's an AI meme coin kind of flow, but I have not taken the time to look at it. Like I said, I'm down in Vegas for the week. Show down here. I'll come into here for the rest of the week from here, but did not take the time to look into Cyber. Of course, we had the big dump in Pippin yesterday, 50%. I haven't checked it, but just be careful on these. You want to take out initials as soon as possible if you're going to let something run. But so not horrible. Refresh the regular right one more time. We've now the market's open for. Let's see, we've got over here. Yeah, getting about the same, slightly better. Slightly better happens here over the next few minutes. We're on this call, and we'll kind of take it from there. But the Nasdaq's now down. Yeah, get a little bit of improvement there, a little bit of improvement. See if that bleeds over. Like I say earlier today, before that hit on that Iranian oil plant, it just shows the volatility, the sensitivity to that hitting that major escalation or what could be looked at as a major escalation really had immediate effect on the markets. So, but I think we're kind of shaky now anyway. Of course, FOMC meeting today. Don't really expect that's o'clock Eastern time, followed by Powell's comments at 2:30. Now, don't expect. There's virtually next to zero possibilities that he is going to cut rates. But I think what we want to do and what you want to do, and if I wasn't down here at this product show, I would probably stream that live and make commentary on it. But it's really a matter of what does Powell say. Keep in mind him and Trump. Trump's literally been calling for him to come out and have emergency meeting and cut rates, which he's not going to do. But the question is, with this war and fuel and uncertainty, is Powell going to come out and say something about rate hikes next meeting or something like that? I think he'll be careful. One thing, like or hate Powell, he's usually he's a little bit political, obviously. If you look back, the 2 rate cuts before the last election tried to help Biden. You definitely can't say Powell's not political, but I would say at least he's usually pretty careful about what he says. So I kind of anticipate. I kind of anticipate nothing but he just if he tries to jab at Trump or hints anything about rate hikes at all in the next meeting, he's just going to meeting. It could into you can see they're already a little bit shaky. So that's what I would and keep in mind we have been dumping over the last few years worth of meetings. So um, be careful. We're just watch out. Don't be surprised if there's a little bit of volatility. Um, Big news: SEC came out and formally classified Solana as a digital commodity, new asset taxonomy, along with Bitcoin, ETH, and 4 other assets, including like XRP and a few others. So that was huge. I mean, I think that's the biggest news for us as crypto people today. A lot of good news out from the SEC and CFTC today. There it is. U.S. hits major Iranian gas facility in the Gulf, and I already brought that later one I kind of told you about. But anyway, definitely a possible escalation. Definitely affected the market. So it was looked at as an escalation, I should say. Now, good news: Saudi Arabia's biggest oil refinery, Ras Tanura, which remember famously got hit the first day or two, it's restarted operations. So that's good. That's good, very, very potential disruptive thing there that we don't want to see at all. They soon begin releasing oil from its 1.4. I think the U.S. has 400 million, and I know that Trump wants to double that, but man, China has almost 4 times the oil reserve, the probably the largest stockpile, like strategic reserve anyway, especially from a country that's not really oil producing, energy producing country. But anyway, they may start releasing that. Also, I didn't save the clip, but I did see that China came out and had condemned them hitting UAE and their neighbors there. So they did come out with kind of a strong um, a strong stance about them hitting those, not thinking it was things. So um, that's good. They're coming out and saying that them hitting their neighbor not a good thing. And honestly, long term, they're not going to. They're literally not going to. No one's going to want them to have any kind of weapons going forward, right? It's definitely not a good. Nobody's going to trust them whatsoever. So, um, I think they've hurt themselves long term. So GM, by the way, welcome everyone. Big news today, if you're just joining us, is there was kind of an escalation when Israel, I think it was probably Israeli fighters, but either way, Israeli USA coalition, whatever you want to call it, took out or attacked the major gas refinery or whatever that supplies Iran with 70% of their domestic fuel, and as well as they use it to generate electricity. So they're definitely hitting them hard with that, and that kind of escalated, and we had drops in Bitcoin and gold and everything. And then of course we have the FOMC meeting, which is I'm down in Vegas, so I'm speaking a little quiet. I don't have my camera on because I don't have good lighting. So far, it seems anyway like the hotel internets. I had them actually reset my hotspot and everything last night so it would work. I didn't know if I'd have to go. I can always jump in my truck and fire up my Starlink, which I sometimes do from time to time. But anyway, GMG, I'm glad you could join me. It's just going to be kind of a shorter, not a huge news day. We're just kind of on hold for the FOMC, and then we have this latest thing. So we are seeing a little bit of a drop. We're just kind of waiting to see. But I feel like it's going to kind of be a sideways day, but there might be some volatility. So keep alert and expect a little bit of volatility today. I'm speaking quiet because early here and my wife's still asleep. We got in late, and luckily I didn't do any gambling last night, so I actually got to sleep at a house in time. It's too early here. I have to get up 3:30 Vegas time to get everything ready for these shows. So probably won't be doing any gambling this trip. Any having fun. It tends to have been my trend in the past. But anyway, Ray Dalio, billionaire Ray Dalio, just recommended holding 50% of your portfolio in Bitcoin to prevent fiat devaluation. I didn't save it, but I saw a thing that Japan's going to be dropping $1,000 to all their people as kind of a stimulus type thing. So the money printer continues to go burr, and it's not stopping anytime soon. And then eventually, people will realize Bitcoin for what it is, which is a hedge against fiat devaluation. This is rumored. We'll see, but is they're likely to join the U.S. to secure the Straits of Hormuz. I mean, they've been getting hit so hard. Their real estate, their stock market, really their image. So I don't know if this will happen or not, but definitely they're behind the scenes. They're very much not happy with Iran at all. And like I said, I think moving forward, nobody's going to want Iran to have any kind of weapons whatsoever. Forget the nukes, just even missiles. If they had more ballistic missiles and better air capabilities, they could be doing some serious damage. They're already doing a bunch of damage with just what they have and their decreased ability, and they're doing, have all these cheap drones. I mean, they're still holding the Straits of Hormuz, and they're hitting their neighbors. So not a good thing. I mean, they've been doing some pretty serious damage to their neighbor. U.S. Debt officially hits $39 trillion. So we'll probably do the show right now and say that's plenty of reason for all of us to run out and buy Bitcoin. Crazy. I remember when I was in high school, like we could hit 1 trillion someday. Now it's like, like I say, the biggest news for us, and what I'm like, this SEC's new guidance confirming most crypto assets are not securities, clarifying rules for staking, mining, and airdrop. So this is a good thing. This is definitely something to be excited about and whatever. So not only they basically there's some serious clarification here, which is add this to the market structure, the Clarity Act, and truly America will be one of the most crypto friendly countries on the planet. So the big moves, though, they're doing everything they can as an agency to say, hey, U.S. is open for business. Jensen Huang, $5 trillion video. Jensen Huang said he's announced a partnership with startup mining company mining Bitcoin in outer space. So harnessing interstellar radiation to mine hard money. So we've seen a lot of talk about this with Elon and stuff. So we're definitely going stuff that was science fiction when I was a kid, and most of us, talk a lot about Jack Dorsey and everything he's trying to do to help with Bitcoin adoption. And one thing that is cool is he's going to make, he made all hundreds of millions, whatever merchants they have on the Square merchanting system. He made them available to Bitcoin, and now he's going to just make it default, so they'll actually have to turn it off. He's just going to flip that switch on, so it won't be as default. So I think that's probably kind of a cool thing right there. Definitely a cool thing he's doing. He continues to lead the charge, and along with Saylor, and trying to help all his companies in getting the masses to accept Bitcoin and get Bitcoin to be used. His vision, like Satoshi's, it can be a transactional currency. We saw this, and we've been talking about this GM Bitcoin morning, the underlying problems, and there's the U.S. search interest for can't sell house has surged to all-time highs. And listen, we talk about a FOMC meeting. The Feds have a dual mandate, and that's employment and also inflation. But Trump has to get this housing in order, and he's also got to pay on the national debt. So he's actually called for Powell to have an emergency meeting, cut rates, which he's not going to. And the Fed's way behind, and we still got this meeting and one more to get through before the new guy takes charge. But man, it's getting bad out there. Like, I'm seeing a lot of posts and stuff. Like, underlining it's there's some real weakness there. Once again, my argument for buying Bitcoin. Senator Kramer, no no relation to Jim Cramer on Fox Business urged everyone to pass the crypto market structure bill, and he basically said, we're on a clock here, and here by Zero Hedge, Brent crude extends gain, raises 5% to more than $108 a barrel. So probably due to that strike. Last look here. I'm going to cut it a little bit short today, but I say coming to you from Las Vegas. Hopefully, the hotel internet was good enough to do this live stream. Not a big news day. We're just kind of a wait and see day. Big news in the fact that we hit that gas plant that produces 70% of their domestic energy needs and fire a lot of their electricity power plants. So that was definitely an escalation. And then we have the FOMC. That's what's kind of caused this volatility. But let's see if we're getting any better. See if we're getting anything better here at all. It's already a slow website. That was slow. Okay, so so we got NASDAQ at 21, about where they opened, to be honest with you. Dow down a third. Gold still down 2.5%. S&P at 0.26. Let's take one last look at Bitcoin. I think it's kind of wait and see kind of day. Let's kind of see. I don't think we'll see any major moves. We might right before, right after, during his things. But Bitcoin is kind of gotten a little worse, I guess. If we look at the hourly here, it's bleeding out a little bit. 72.04 down 1.8% for the day. Ethereum is down 3.8% for the day at 22.37. XRP down 2.1% for the day. It's actually doing a little better. It's holding $1.46.9, basically $1.47. So it's holding a little bit better since the market opened, and $90.39, down 3.6% for the day. So my final thoughts are, first off, thank you for joining me. Have a great day. Happy hump day, guys. I'm down here in Vegas. It's supposed to be like close to 100 today, so a little warmer weather than I'm used to, but I would say keep an eye out, jump on if there's anything. I'll be back tomorrow morning for the Opening Bell Crypto Show, and you're welcome to join me on the GM Bitcoin Morning Show as well here in a minute. But I would say it's a wait and see kind of day. Expect some potential volatility, maybe based on that 2:30 meeting and news conference with Fed Powell, and we'll see if we more from Iran. But anyway, appreciate everyone for joining me. Have a great day, and we'll be back. We'll join you again tomorrow. I'll be coming from Vegas again tomorrow. But have a great